everybody. Welcome to another edition of James Jam. I'm Jam. This is my jam. And today I'm doing a tag video. I believe this tag was started by Connor from Connor's Closet.
Like Tag Heuer?
No, not a watch video.
Oh.
And he tagged Autumn Beckman in it. And then Autumn, she didn't tag me, but she did say that if anybody else wants to do the tag, that they can, and then to tag her and Connor in it. So that's what I'm doing. I really liked this tag, and it's the top 5 things I learned from buying luxury. And these are in no particular order. I have a little notebook here.
Cheater.
Just to kind of try to keep my thoughts aligned, which I'll probably still be all over the place because I am that squirrel person, but I'm gonna do my best. So the number one thing that, and I think Autumn kind of hit on this, is you determine what's luxury. I mean, luxury is completely a relative term. What's luxurious to one person may not be luxurious to another. And I have a really good example of that. That I was going to bring up, and it speaks to what I've seen in a lot of videos too about this. So I love my mulberry totes here. This is probably my favorite if I had to pick one, probably because of the color. I think these are extremely luxurious. First off, someone could argue this isn't a luxury brand. I would say that it is based on price point and craftsmanship, quality, everything else. But, so I consider that luxury. And I bought my first bag I ever bought from them. I had never seen their items. And so I bought it sight unseen. I'm probably going to drop a bunch of bags here not doing this. Don't pay attention to that. As a bunch fall. I bought this. This bag is gorgeous. The leather on here is phenomenal. The silver hardware, fantastic. Looks phenomenal. This bag weighs a ton. This is not luxurious to me anymore. Because will I use it? I've used it once. I've used it because I rotate my bags out every week. I have used it.
Did you use it for the full week, or was it too heavy?
No, I used it for the full week. Now, thankfully, do I think will I find it useful in the future? Yes, if I'm going to, Disney. Not that I'm going to Disney anytime soon, but somewhere like that, like maybe Dollywood. That'd be more of my speed because it's down in Tennessee, but because you could fit a water bottle in there. It's not so feminine that I couldn't get my camera holder to hold it for a while.
What?
If I needed to. And it got heavy, but you could carry everything plus the kitchen sink in there. But still, if you compare that to any other tote, that's going to be a lot lighter. Was it the best purchase? No. Am I going to sell it? No, because I actually still just like looking at it. I'm not going to lie. So in that respect, it's luxurious. But I've watched videos of people unboxing all leather bags before. Particularly comes to mind, the Birkins, maybe or the Kellys, the bigger sized ones, and they talk about how heavy they are. And Caleb, love Caleb Snell, he's awesome. I'll link him down below. He has his Birkin, and he talks about not always carrying it because it's heavy. And so to me, then is that luxury then if it hurts you to carry it? Now, I'm sure he would say absolutely 100%, because if nothing else, just like me with that bag, I just like looking at it and I like knowing I have it. But again, it just speaks to me to that it's completely relative. I love my little Ugg boots. I showed them on a couple of videos ago, the hot pink ones. Those babies, you slip your foot in and it's just soft and comfy, and just, that's luxury. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Doesn't have to have a luxury name on it to be luxury. Number 2, I would say is
Hey, we're up here. There you go.
Sorry. Okay, now I'm trying to read my things because you made me lose my place. any good salesperson. So, okay, let's backtrack. Don't be afraid to go into a luxury boutique. I was petrified, but I had watched enough videos finally to uh, know that I at least had an idea of what I was talking about and looking for, and finally decided I was going to go in and do it. And I went into a Chanel boutique. And any good salesperson, which is the kind of salesperson you'd want, will not judge a book by its cover. And what I mean by that is, I walked into the Chanel store. I, frumpy old me, I am an over plus size woman, not known, for luxury carrying. You don't see any of the big companies advertising anybody my size purchasing any of their items. And I am wearing a t-shirt, some baggy shorts, because again, everything I wear is baggy. And I'm sweating like a pig because we were walking around. It was Mall of America, and now he's laughing. And my hair's back in a ponytail, and I thought, this is it. This is the day I'm going in, and I did. So I walked in there like that, and salesperson came up to me immediately, probably kind of wondering, like, was I lost or did I really want something from in there?
What you doing here?
Right, but if she was judging me, you could not tell by her face whatsoever. And she was so helpful. It was wonderful. We started talking about the brand. We started talking about what I was maybe interested in. By the time that I was done, I decided that I wanted my first Chanel bag, and I wanted her to be my salesperson to do it. And she was opening up doors and drawers that I didn't even know, like they had mirrored areas that actually open them up and there's bags in there. And she was just bound and determined to find me something that just
spoke to you.
Yeah, it did. And it ended up being my boy bag up here. And she was wonderful. And I think she's glad she waited on me. I ended up buying a few more bags from her. Also, probably about 30 SLGs or more by the time she no longer works for Chanel. But just phenomenal. And I sold used cars. And I know you just can't judge a book by this cover. People rushing in are probably doing it after work or whatever else. They're probably hard workers. They're not dressed to the hilt, but they're the buyers. And you can have somebody walking who's dressed to the nines, wearing every Chanel piece you have, and they're just there to look. And so you just, and what I mean by that is then don't be afraid to go in. And if you get a rude salesperson, why would you want that salesperson? Kind of like to what Autumn said, ask for a different one or walk out and try it again later, because any salesperson, you get to play this game too. I mean, you get to choose who works for you, not just they get to choose who they want to sell to. So just don't be afraid. And they're just people just like us. It was every other time I walked into that store, even if she wasn't working, I was treated the same. Didn't matter what I was wearing, nothing else. I was treated respectfully and like a potential buyer, and it's been phenomenal. And I've experienced that in that store. I went into a Louis Vuitton store. I had a friend with me that when I went into the Louis Vuitton store, I was there to buy a Zoe wallet, and my friend had never been in a Louis Vuitton store. The salesperson was just all about wanting to introduce that person to the brand and let her smell, I swear to God, every perfume that they had on in stock at the time, knowing full well that she was not going to buy. I mean, she was very adamant about, I appreciate that people like this, but this is just way too expensive. Even if I had the money, I wouldn't spend it, kind of thing. So, yeah, good salespeople are out there, and make sure you have one that you like, even if you have to, if at first you don't succeed, try again. 3, luxury does not have to break the bank. I have been a big proponent of buying pre-loved items, and especially vintage. I do think the quality is better on a lot of the vintage pieces. And so, for example, I just showed this last week. Now, what was this? I can't remember now. Was that? This was pretty cheap, like $48.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's maybe not the best example, but say an average Coach bag now, I would say from the outlet probably runs anywhere from 100 to 250 from the outlet. The regular Coach store, depending on if you get something on sale or not, you're looking at probably 150 to 500 maybe in the Coach store. Well, you can buy I can't reach it, but well, let's just use this one for example. This bag was the cost of about 2 nice Coach bags, or say 3 to 4 outlet bags. And I have other ones that, especially Louis Vuitton, is really good for that. But you have to look for the deals. I mean, granted, you could buy 4 Coach bags or have one of those. But if you really want a luxury brand, and again, luxury is relative, look around, do your research. On eBay, they're authenticating bags now over, I believe, 500. People on eBay get rated. So if you're worried about sellers, check their ratings, check what they've been selling and how they've been doing things. Do your research on what the bag exactly looks like. There's so much information now about what's fake and what's not out there online that you can do a lot of research yourself, so that if you're then looking to buy, you can see that what you're buying is real or not. So yeah, don't think it's unaffordable. I thought it was. I started looking at Fashion File and thought, okay, yeah, there's no way this is happening, until I started really digging down and finding out, oh, there's a lot that could be happening for that. And clearly there is.
Clearly.
Let's see. What am I on? 4?
Sure.
Okay, break the bank 1. You determine what's luxuries 2. Good salesperson 3. Okay. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's another huge thing. Just because everybody else likes it doesn't mean you have to like it. A lot of people might look at my vintage bags and say, why would you even want them? They're just old bags. They're luxury bags. They're
Don't
beautiful.
talk about yourself that way.
You are in trouble after this video is done. Oh my stars. Oh my gosh. Oh, I give him one little compliment about somebody thinks he's hilarious, and now he's just, oh yeah, let's just throw all the barbs out there we can.
Carte blanche, baby.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Love you.
Yeah. Love you too. You're buying lunch and supper. No.
Did the train come off the tracks there? Sorry.
Stop it. So yeah, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, though. I see so many videos about FOMO and people finding out there's some it bag and that everybody then wants to get it, and people go out of their way to get it, and they
like Portland leather goods?
Gosh, I love them.
Okay.
So
So you don't have FOMO?
No.
Okay. You just like the quality.
I just like the collection,
Okay.
and then I want all the colors.
But, okay.
But like someone will buy a bag then that they can't even afford just because they want it, so that they get it.
Because it's the it bag.
Right. Or they can afford it and they source it. So then they pay way above retail to get it. And when it comes down to it, then all of a sudden they determine they just don't love it. I love watching Amelia Rose's Closet, which I'll link her, but I'm sure you all watch her already. She speaks a lot about things like this, about bags that she just has to have, and she goes out of her way to get them, and then she gets them and realizes they aren't what she thought, or maybe they don't work for her. They're beautiful for somebody else, but just not for her. And I just want to kind of say that you don't have to do that. Yeah, the it bags might be nice and sparkly and pretty. I'm thinking like the Prada re-edition with all the crystals. I think that bag is spectacular, but I don't think within my lifestyle, it would be very um, usable. I wouldn't want to use it
Not
for
real practical, huh?
Thank you. That's the word I want. So I'm so flustered from the comments before.
The I love you one?
No, that one was a good one. The but okay, now I'm off the track again. I
Just like Toodle.
I just think that people just give it a little while before you jump into something, or don't feel
Very
like you have to do
impulsive,
that.
isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, and then maybe you don't buy something that you might have liked even better because you were so hyper focused on just wanting to make sure you got the one that everybody else had. And I've noticed that a lot with me with the animation pieces that come out from Louis Vuitton. I start thinking, oh, maybe I should try to get a sales associate and make sure that I get it and blah blah blah. And then, but they're so much more than the other ones. And then after time goes by, I realize that I wouldn't have used that any more than I might use a early 2000 key clay or something, and that I could have probably bought 3 or 4 of those for the price that the animated one was. And so yeah, just be careful about FOMO. I guess that's my biggest thing. I've learned that no, don't, when you're too busy looking at one thing, you might miss something that's right in front of your eyes. And lastly, that there is a difference in bags.
Quality wise?
Yes, I was when I started watching YouTube, every once in a while, for some reason, luxury stuff came up. I had no interest in it whatsoever because to me, anybody who wasted their money buying Louis Vuitton or name brand bags like that were just throwing their money away, or must have more money than they know what to do with, because why would you do that? I can go into Coach and I can buy a bag that's just as nice and just as high quality, and I don't pay anywhere near that amount. And there's no way that their bag is that much nicer than mine is. And then I ran into Minx for All. And I've told this story before, but I somehow got her channel. I found her very engaging and easy to listen to. So I started listening to her, and then I started watching some of her videos, and then I go down the rabbit hole where then I binge watch all of her videos, and I start finding out about the craftsmanship and the quality and the stitching, and just that there's so much more to a bag than I ever thought about before. And more and more, the more I learned, the more I did, the more I saw, I thought, okay, I want to see this for myself. And I bought, my first Louis Vuitton piece. And then I bought some stuff off of Fashion File, and it just, snowballed. And I did find that the quality is better. Is Coach a bad brand? Not by any means whatsoever. But there is a difference in some of these fashion houses. Now, is the difference worth what they're charging? No. No. But what difference does that make? I mean, you could say that about anything, about cars, about clothes, about anything else. We're paying for the name, and if we want it, we're going to pay the price that they're asking. And so I know that I'm paying for a name, but I also do know there is a difference in quality. And I did not know that until I got my hands on the real things. There are some, like, again, I'm picking on Coach, but I love Coach. There are some bags that I will pick up from Coach, and then I'll pick up a Louis Vuitton or pick up a Chanel, and it's noticeably different. Everything about it.
The leather, the workmanship, everything.
Everything, yes. And see, even he knows now, probably because I've talked about it so much. But yeah, so there is a difference. Is it worth the price? That depends on you, 100%. Some people would say absolutely no way on earth. I had a friend that had a Coach bag and a coworker, and I would wear my different Coach bags in every week. I had a bunch of Coach bags, probably traded once a month, probably not once a week, probably once a month I traded my bags. And finally, one day she said to me, "Why do you always bring in those expensive bags?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Do you always wear Coach handbags?" She said, "I have a Coach bag at home, and there's no way on earth that I would bring that into work." And I'm like, what? Like, why would you not bring your Coach bag into work? And she's like, it's too expensive. That was probably over $100, this bag, and I keep it in the closet and use it only for special occasions. And I'm like, why would you do that? I'm like, the bags are meant to be seen and be used. I said, do you see it in your closet? No, it's put away in there for special occasions. I'm like, well, then what good is that doing you? I'm like, yeah, it's an expensive bag, but number one, the more you wear it, the cheaper it gets. Speaking cost per wear, but number two, that's what they're made for, to be used and to be seen and to be loved. And so let's say you use it every day, and let's say it gets wrecked, because that was a big fear, but you've used it now for a year or two. By that time, the bag doesn't owe you a dime, and then just buy a new one. But don't be afraid to use these bags. I mean, that's what they're there for. They're awesome. And next week, she started using the bag and started bringing it into work all the time. And she was happy to do it. She said she was really uncomfortable for probably the first week or two, but then she got more and more used to it and realized that not everything would wreck it or mark it or whatever else. And she was really proud and glad to carry it. So, yeah, I thought that was a neat story. And I've talked way more than I planned on. So I am going to close this one up here. Comment down below what your thoughts are on that, and what are some tips and tricks you learned after buying luxury, or what have you learned from not buying luxury, or not buying luxury and watching luxury channels, because I know there's people that do that. So love to hear from you down below. I really love interacting with everybody down in the comments. Helps me get to know you a little bit better. If you haven't found me on Instagram already, I am there. Usually post there about once a week, showing what's in my bag and what's my bag of the week. I'm James Jam. I'm over there too. It's JAME_S_Jam. And I put out videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Way to go.
And I'm getting really good at now staying consistent. And until next time, please do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
How many points were there today?
5.
Today's video is brought to you by the number 5. Ah, ah, ah.